Hello there, hello. Hi. I'm just going through my... sitting here this evening, this morning, well, it's past midnight. It's past midnight on the 28th, I think. Oh, heck, I'm going to look it up. Something has occurred to me. Past midnight on the... it's the 28th to the 5th, 12:44 AM. Okay. Okie dokie then. Okie dokie then. And it's howdy doody time, actually. No, it's not. It's not, actually. Going through my external hard drive, wandering through the movies on there, going down the list. I was like, oh, I don't know, watch anything. Maybe I might watch something. Just listen to Ozzy Osbourne's Bark at the Moon album. And I come across Mary Shelley's Frankenstein with Kenneth Branagh. And I thought, I think I tried to watch it years ago. But De Niro in it as Frankenstein, as you say, monster. A pale comparison. Extraordinarily pale. Anyway, I contemplated it. I thought, I'll watch 5 minutes of it. Kenneth Branagh did a string of Shakespeare movies back in the 90s. Remember that? I don't know if they went into the zeros. Let me look it up correctly. He did a swing of movies back in the 90s. Yes, he did. That's what he did. Yeah, come on. Yeah. Kenneth Branagh. Kenneth Branagh. Oh, for goodness sakes, come up. Why is Opera Browser's being slow? Kenneth Branagh. Movies. Kenneth Branagh movies in order. There we go. Kenneth Branagh movies in order. Come on. There's a string of them. When were they? Oh, Peter's Friends, I remember that. This was done in 94. Much Ado About Nothing was in 93. Othello was in 95. Looking for Richard. I didn't mind that. What else has he done? The Gingerbread Man. Blah, blah, blah. As You Like It. Okay, so I realised something. I don't know much about the guy. Never was that greatly overly interested in his interviews. Alrighty then. So, where was I? So, Kenneth Branagh did a string of the Shakespeare back in the 90s, right? And I couldn't get through them. He did Henry V. He did all that. And I would try to watch it. I would try to watch them, and I couldn't get through them. And I'm watching this Frankenstein. I've paused it at the 10-minute mark. I think I paused at the 10-minute mark. Let me just have a look. Goodness sakes, let me have a look. What have I paused at? 17. I've bloody made it for 17 minutes. My goodness. I actually made it this far. I made it this far. Now, I've just realised something. I'm 10 minutes. I'm not even 10 minutes into it. I'm like, is Kenneth Branagh the worst actor of his generation? I'm like, and he has almost no screen presence. Just watching him is like, I couldn't figure out how I thought about him over the years. Because he did the Hamlet, which was, Mel Gibson's Hamlet was brilliant. And comparing Mel Gibson to Kenneth Branagh is like apples to oranges. And I was watching Kenneth Branagh now. I'm like, oh, there's a reason I haven't watched your movies throughout the years. You're dull. You've no presence on the screen. I find it a bit annoying. I've managed to watch like 5 minutes of his Hamlet, and I'm watching this, and it's like, uh, and I realise now why there was one of his movies, he had his acting teacher, acting coach on set, so that his acting teacher could analyse his every move. Really? And I just realised now, Kenneth Branagh, quite possibly the worst actor of his generation. He is he's just ridiculously bad. And it has this annoying. I think he has an annoying screen presence. That's why I think I've watched, like, I think I saw Peter's Friends years ago. I saw it years ago. Barely remember it. All the Shakespeare stuff he did, couldn't sit through it. And personally, if I want to watch Frankenstein, I'm going to watch the 1930. I'm going to watch the 1931. I'm going to watch the 1931. Bride of Frankenstein. This is like blasphemy. And Kenneth Branagh's always into this elaborate camera angles and these big cinemascope camera angles, and it's also sort of not really not paying homage to, but ripping off the Sound of Music at about the 12-minute mark here. So I've realised now tonight that Kenneth Branagh is just about the worst actor of his generation. Yeah. This movie, in a sense, reminds me of Francis Ford Coppola's version of Dracula, of Dracula, in the sense that every shot was set up like a big masterpiece shot, which is not. You don't really have to do that. You don't really have to do that. Yeah, I won't make it through this movie. I'll stop soon. It's annoying. He's annoying me. Kenneth Branagh, he annoys me. I've realised that's why I have not seen any of his movies throughout the years, or been barely interested in them. Could barely get through 5 minutes of them. And when I mention actors, I never mention his name. I never actually talk about Kenneth Branagh. And it was only because I was going through my external hard drive, and it just was sitting there, and I was like, oh, I have it. I thought I had it. And attempted to watch it about 6 years ago. I think I attempted to watch it in about 2016. I was like, this is just... Anyway, yes. And I wanted to convey that. Kenneth Branagh, no. Big fat no. Yep. And I probably won't make it more... I'm at the 17-minute mark now, and I'm probably going to stop watching before the 20-minute mark. I just can't handle this. I can't handle this. Why did anyone want to work with him? Helena Bonham Carter didn't. These people, what do they want to work with him for? Why do they want to work with him? Oh my gosh. Okay. Midnight Charlie Man. Alright. Okay. Okay, so I have made it to the 23-minute mark of Frankenstein. Actually, I refuse to call this movie Frankenstein. It's not. I can't handle it. Kenneth Branagh, when he speaks, makes me angry. And I feel like I want to hit him. I don't say that about too many people. Who gave this guy a career? This is have you seen this movie, Mary Shelley, with Kenneth Branagh and Robert De Niro in it? Oh, the pain of the fact that they're trying to duplicate a classic. The 1932 version is the only one I want to see. The 1931, 1932 version, they're the only ones I want to see. When Kenneth Branagh speaks, I get annoyed. He irritates me. I get annoyed. Oh, the pain. I'm not watching. I'm turning this off now. I'm stopping because I can't handle any more of it. I know now why I don't watch Kenneth Branagh movies or ever talk about him. I realise this now. Phew. Oh, painful. He's painful. And he's going on my least favourite actors of all time list. Yeah. I don't know who the first couple are, but Sam Neill is on there. Sam Neill is at the top there. And do I have a least favourite actor of all time? I think Kevin Costner's up there. Anyway, yes, so, every time Kenneth Branagh speaks, I find it annoying. Okay, right, that's concluded now. Alright then, yes, and I'm done with this movie. Kenneth Branagh. Kenneth Branagh has no business directing movies. Oh, we've gone back to this, I've gone back to it. It's. I remember back in the day when Kenneth Branagh was hot in the 90s, and I suppose it wasn't until last night, the early hours of this morning, I realised that Kenneth Branagh straight out fucking annoys me. Oh, annoys me to fucking smithereens. He's got this vulnerability that he displays on screen, which really doesn't go in his advantage. It just is cringeworthy awkwardness of a sort of innocence, relative innocence that he displays on his faces. Now, okay, I'll take it doesn't work for him. I take that back. Fucking awful. It doesn't work for him. It does not work for him. It just fucking irritating. And I remember, I remember. I didn't go to see Hamlet at the cinema. I don't think I ever went to see Kenneth Branagh's films at the cinema. I wasn't that motivated, and that just. I did watch Kenneth Branagh's Hamlet. A big deal was made of it at the time, and I remember seeing it and thinking, "Is something wrong with me? I'm supposed to be doing this. I'm supposed to be enjoying it. I'm supposed to be engaging. I'm supposed to be enjoying it. It's supposed to be compelling, and Kenneth Branagh is supposed to be interesting." And I watched bits and pieces of Kenneth Branagh's Hamlet, and I'm like, I watched bits and pieces of his Hamlet, and I'm not getting into this. I'm not feeling it. It's rotten. It's horrible. And I thought, oh, is there something wrong with me? And then I think what happened, I actually did go back to Kenneth Branagh's Hamlet maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. I went back to it, okay? I watched 2 minutes, I'm like, I'm done. I am absolutely done. And I just realised now how fucking irritating Kenneth Branagh is, and how much of a terrible actor he is. And he has no business directing movies, no business whatsoever directing movies. Do you like Kenneth Branagh? Do you like the stuff he's done? And also today I've gone back and I've gone to the scene where De Niro as the creature, I said monster previously, as the creature, thought he fell out of the tub. He sort of falls out of the tub and into Kenneth Branagh's hands. That was De Niro and Kenneth Branagh. Is this De Niro's worst performance? Is this De Niro's worst performance? It's just an atrocity. Mm-hmm. The whole movie's an atrocity. It's bloody awful. It's sacrilege against the original. And I actually did look up the reviews, Rotten Tomato reviews, and some of them say, "Oh yes, a passionate deliverance. You know, Kenneth Branagh delivers in style." And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And in regard to reviews, years ago I did pay attention to them. I did, when I was in my 20s, reviews did influence me a bit. I was like, oh, well maybe that's not good. Oh, that's fantastic. That was a little bit influenced. These days I look at reviews, I have a chuckle. I do get curious as about what other people think at times about certain movies, including albums, the music albums. And so I have a bit of a chuckle. About the read the reviews. It's like, really, right? Okay. This, I can't imagine watching it. I would never watch this movie in its entirety. It's just, I'll pause on this scene here. Helena Bonham Carter, she's so fantastic, and fantastic with Johnny Depp. And this is an ensemble cast. What were they thinking? I mean, you've got the 935 Bride of Frankenstein, 931 Frankenstein, and it's like, Kenneth Branagh's thinking, I'm going to update it, I'm going to bring it to life. It's awful just to hear him utter certain lines. This hurts. I've watched all of 20 minutes so far, like all up of it. I skipped to this part, and then when Robert De Niro is, one of the reviews say, yes, the Frankenstein creature walking the streets, but you continually reminded that it's actually Robert De Niro under all that makeup. Well, it looks like him. It looks like De Niro anyway. And De Niro walks the streets as the creature. And even if this wasn't a Frankenstein movie, it's still bloody awful. Some of the movies that were made in the mid-90s, fucking awful. Oh, this makes me, this gets up my tether. And there's everything wrong with this movie. And every time Kenneth Branagh speaks, he's trying to be Elizabethan. He's talking, I sort of can get there. Elizabethan. Let me say what's recording. Oh, good, we're still recording. Kenneth Branagh, fucking hell, and Helena Bonham Carter. She's so good. What did you even tolerate him for? Also, do you think that De Niro is the best of the best? Do you think De Niro is the best of the best? Obviously, like obvious movies that he's made, yes. Heat, and then Meet the Parents, Taxi Driver, as obvious. That's what I was saying before. Obvious things. Godfather. De Niro has done good work. Is he the best of the best? Is he the best of the best? I've never thought him as the best of the best. I thought of him as a good actor. He's versatile. He's good. I never thought of De Niro as the best of the best. And I know, commonly said in acting realms, as De Niro as the best of the best. I've never thought that way about him. I don't think he is. I think. Yes, Goodfellas, yes. Yes, Goodfellas, yes. Best of the best. No, but just he has this reputation, best of the best, but I don't think he's the best of the best. He's good. He's very good. He's had some bombs. Oh my gosh. This Kenneth Branagh. That's why I don't watch Kenneth Branagh's movies over the years. These movies on my external hard drive, they're from the early zeros. Oh, I don't know, 2006 onwards. 2006 onwards, because wasn't up to 2013 or something. I wasn't doing that with movies. So these movies have been on there for many years. But irritated. Never realised. I hadn't given Kenneth Branagh a second thought over the years, and then I thought, I'll watch 5 minutes of this. It's bloody awful. And by the way, I didn't hear him utter those lines because I was trying to find the particular scene where De Niro comes out of the bathtub as the creature, and I didn't hear it. I took my headphones out before I had to listen to Branagh utter those lines. This is a slice. Hi. Hello. I'm just putting this through Shotcut and seeing how revved up I got. And then I was continued to speak, and the memory conked out. Memory ran out. Mel Gibson said to his agent, he said, "Oh, I'll do Hamlet." He said, "Oh, I think I'm doing. I've got my glasses twisted in. Okay. He said to his agent, "Mr. Hamlet," and Mel Gibson's agent said, "Hamlet. Oh, okay. Lethal Weapon, Mad Max, Hamlet. I don't know, Mel. I don't know." And Mel said, Mel felt very strongly about it. He said, "Oh, I think I don't want to do this." And his agent was like, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I saw it at the cinema. I think I saw it at the cinema twice. It helped me to grasp on Hamlet. Fucking Branagh. Fucking Branagh. Branagh. Fucking and the cinematography of this is it's almost every shot's going for that big thin portrait thing. Almost my anger about Kenneth Branagh, and even in the beginning of saying this movie with Shelley's Frankenstein, all the way beginning with the ship crashes into the iceberg, and then Kenneth Branagh tries to do a Mel Gibson, doesn't he? Kenneth Branagh, they say, "Oh, who's that guy? There's someone up there," and it's almost like the Thunderdome, where Gibson is in his robes. He's got the two, what is it, camels or horses? I think it's the two camels. He's coming out of the thing. I just reminds me of like, don't you fucking rip off Mel Gibson? Don't you fucking do that? And then Kenneth Branagh, in big dramatic style, and then you get Kenneth Branagh, who's dull. Yeah. I'm going to put this in. Is there anything else I can say? Is there anything else would, am I tempted to go? Am I tempted to skip through this film? Am I tempted? Am I tempted to skip through this film? Question is, do I want the pain? Do I want the pain with this film? I hear thunder coming, thunder coming out of the door. I don't know. I don't think I'll do. Alright, I'm going to put this in anyway. I'm going to put this in. I might wrap this up here then. I'll wrap it up. I'm wrapping this up. Alright, wrapping this up. Then this is for the date. I wonder what the date is. Let's see what the date is. The date is the 28th of May 2023. It's 1:11 p.m. and are we here? Are we back? Do we make it? And that would be Back to the Future 2. Thank you so much for thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. What are your thoughts on Kenneth Branagh? What are your thoughts on Kenneth Branagh? What are your thoughts on What are your thoughts on this this movie? What are your thoughts on it? I'm going to wrap this up there. Right, thanks very much. Okay, thank you. I can see that I skipped ahead a little bit. The scene here where Kenneth Branagh, fucking awful acting, where Kenneth Branagh is having a heat moment with Helena Bonham Carter, and Helena Bonham Carter blows him clear out of fucking bath water on every fucking level. Was Helena Bonham Carter thinking to herself, "Jesus fucking Christ, what the fuck am I doing here?" She's 1,000 levels above him. When Kenneth Branagh speaks, he can't act. She chews him up and spits him out in this scene. She's got Helen Bonham Carter has a really good presence on screen. More than that, really interesting. She's really interesting on screen. Helena Bonham Carter, she's quite engaging, and Branagh isn't. He isn't. There's this scene here with it. Just oh, she's so good. She's so you're freaking blowing him the fucking out of the bathwater, annihilating him. Okay, okay. And there's a scene before this about the 104 minute. That's what it is. 104 minute mark, and De Niro's in the barn. He's in the barn, and I think if this was any other movie, De Niro has comedic sense about him. He gets this comedic sense about him. Even the Taxi Driver, De Niro has a comedic sense about him. But he's well, record. Oh, that's good. I'm so glad I'm record. And he's in the barn. And in another movie, that could have somehow worked. Is there anyone out there that actually likes this movie? Other reasons on Rotten Tomatoes, unless they're bots. They said, oh yes, this movie breathes new life into this. It breathes shit into it. Hello, Bonham Carter. Oh, I'm so sorry you had to be part of this. Because she's so good. She deserved so much better. Oh, she just worked. When she's with and when she's with Depp, they're both on fire. I'm just thinking, just thinking about Depp and Branagh. When you compare the two, don't insult Depp. Okay. Don't insult Johnny. Don't insult Johnny. Helena Bonham Carter just explain the lines. Don't you think about anything or anyone but yourself? Yeah, and getting people involved in your fucking atrocity of a movie and your awful bloody directing style and acting. Helena Bonham Carter says, don't you ever think of anything or anybody but yourself? Apparently not with this. Oh, I'm at the 1/3. I'm at the 129 mark. Sometimes I just like the pain. It's like really funny. Kenneth Branagh says, but where will you go? Where will you go? And Ellen Bonham Carter says, somewhere where I can recover. Yeah, recover from this fucking movie. But where will you go? Somewhere I can recover from this movie that I got involved in with you. Look at her face. Look at her face. Look at her face. Look at her face. Oh, actually, no, that's not it. That's not it. Fuck. Ah, shit. Ah.